YouTube, today a more Tapu Bulu and Magnezone action. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And make sure you try out the team with the rental code on your screen for 2 weeks, available right here before it expires. Paste bin available in the description down below. Team builder coming out tomorrow, but otherwise let's get started and play some games. All right, a hyper offensive team featuring Whimsicott, Urshifu, Cinderace, the what's that Pokemon called? Calyrex, Shadow Rider, the Indeedee, and Regieleki. So this is an interesting matchup. Ironically, Bulu might actually be pretty solid here. That's a really weird thing to say, but yeah, it can actually be pretty solid here, I think, in this match specifically. Astral Barrage, does it? No, Astral Barrage doesn't go through Disguise. I have to think about this. It doesn't, right? No, I don't think it does. Okay. So I could probably like Mimikyu plus Incineroar. It's pretty safe to get the Trick Room up, I think. And then in the back, I probably can go like Bulu, which is actually really good against their team bar into Cinderace, and Kyogre. Like Calm Mind Kyogre is fantastic here. I pretty much am safe to set up a Trick Room here, barring them to actually be able to knock out Mimikyu somehow, which I really can't see how they're going to accomplish with this team. Let's find out if they can. But surprisingly, Bulu is actually really nice here. Deals with the Urshifu pretty decently to Eleki. Just gotta worry about the Cinderace, but that's Kyogre's job. So Eleki plus the Shadow Rider comes out. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what they're trying to do here. I do lead the Mimikyu and Incineroar right here. So what they're trying to accomplish here is Dynamax to Eleki next to the Calyrex. The Eleki is faster, can break my Disguise, and then they can pick up a knockout. This wouldn't work if I have Shadow Sneak though. So I wonder like what their game plan was for Shadow Sneak, but I mean, yeah, this is fine, I think, for the most part here, actually. Like, even if I don't get the Trick Room up, it's not the worst situation in the world. I'm just going to go for the KO onto Calyrex if that's the case. Getting rid of the restricted Pokemon and forcing the Dynamax from the Eleki is actually pretty solid for me. Because I think Bulu actually could Dynamax in this game, potentially. We are going to see the Dynamax come out from Eleki. I'm not surprised here. I guess it also depends on the item on the Calyrex, because if this is the Focus Sash, I'm a little bit stranged on like what the other sets could possibly be. We are going to see the Eleki Dynamax. So surprise. Good thing I didn't click Fake Out into the Eleki. That would have been a huge mistake right here. I could have swapped and sacked the Pokemon. Like I could have swapped Bulu to get Trick Room up later, but I just felt like it wasn't worth it. They go for Darkness here. Ooh, interesting tech. Wait, that's off Assurance, right? Yeah, that's off Assurance. So it's physical Eleki. Okay, so it's -1 physical Eleki. Huh, that's actually an interesting tech right there. Okay. So Mimikyu's gonna go down. I'm gonna take the Astral Barrage. Not exactly amazing, but hey, I don't really mind this position. So we are gonna see the Astral Barrage come out. This is gonna do a decent chunk though to my Incineroar, which I'm not happy about. Yeah, that does a pretty good amount. The Mimikyu does go down here. I still don't know what item this Calyrex is. I think it looks like Spooky Plate or something, like Spell Tag, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Hopefully I'm right though, because Darkest Lariat, I kind of need you to pick up a KO here, or I'm actually in a little bit of trouble right here. So here comes Darkest Lariat into the Calyrex. We are able to pick up a knockout. Okay, good. So we do trade some damage on the Incineroar, as well as the trade of Mimikyu for the Dynamax forced on the Regieleki, which is pretty okay here. I can go Bulu here pretty safely, I think, for the most part, as I have no idea what mon this is going to be. Urshifu. Okay, that's perfect. So I get to bring out the Bulu. And afterward, I think I click Max Knuckle here into the Urshifu. And then, yeah, I think I just click Max Knuckle. I don't mind him taking the KO on instant here, realistically. Yeah, I'll go for the Max Knuckle into the Urshifu. Wait, what's Max Nature's Madness based off of? It's a special... Yeah, it's a special fairy type move. Okay, not that useful. I am gonna knuckle the Urshifu. I have to break a sash if it is the sash on this team, and I'll go for the parting shot, I guess, into Eleki. It should be physical Eleki. Oh wait, that means it has bounce, right? I guess that's a little bit annoying, but it is intimidated already. I guess I could have swapped out the Incineroar slot, but I'm a little bit worried if they double that slot with a Max Lightning plus certain strikes there, as I think that would be pretty devastating. But here comes Dynamax Tapu Bulu. Actually in an okay spot right here. Let's see. As we're gonna see the Max Lightning. Yep, into instant. Yep, that's exactly why I didn't want to take the trade earlier. So unfortunately it does pick up a knockout, which means that the attack is going to get redirected to Tapu Bulu. I guess that's okay for the most part. Their Bulu answer is not exactly amazing here, so Goodbye Incineroar, as we are going to be able to get a Max Knuckle off into the Urshifu or whatever's coming in, I guess, because it's U-turn. So it looks like choice, I guess, which is fine for the most part, I think. This should be... Who is this? It's Indeedee. Okay. Interesting position here. Really interesting position. I'm trying to figure out... Does Kyogre lift a Max Lightning at -1? I feel like it probably does. But I mean, the best play here is just to max Grass, I guess, here. I guess Bulu's going to solo this team because I don't see how they're beating the Bulu. Unless they have Poison Jab, but they would have revealed Poison Jab already. Or maybe... No, it should be U-turn, Aqua Jet, close combat, Surging Strikes, I'd imagine. That's what I would imagine the set would be. We're at the Kyogre here, and we are going to Overgrow. I go for the Max Overgrow here. We're going to target down the... I guess the Indeedee? I guess we do target down the Indeedee because, like, I'm not going to KO Aleki, and I probably knock it out with the +1 Horn Leech and Grassy Terrain afterward, right? So I just protect the Kyogre here on the Max Lightning damage, especially if it's, like, Helping Hand Max Lightning. I don't want to risk that, I think. So protect the Kyogre here. Let's see if they protect the Indeedee or go for Helping Hand. It is going to be a Follow Me. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So I should be able to KO the Indeedee here, and yeah, this is looking like a pretty solid position. Max Lightning going to come out into the Kyogre. We should be able to survive pretty comfortably. Yep. We won't heal all the HP from the Grassy Terrain and the Leftovers, but we'll heal a sizable chunk. I think we'll live a Wild Charge, especially if that's physical Aleki. I'm not too sure though, because I feel like they could... If they had Airstream, would they have went for it? I guess they don't know like what item the Kyogre is too. Here comes the Max Overgrow into the Indeedee. He is able to pick up a knockout, and you know what? Bulu's actually like very, very important here, because if I had a Rillaboom, I'd be threatened by Banded Close Combat, while as my Urshifu is not threatened by that close combat at all. So this is actually a pretty good situation. So we do take the Leftovers and the Grassy Terrain here. We do go for the double up here into the Urshifu, and we should have this game sealed. I'm trying to figure out how do I lose this game, and I could see it. I could really see it. I think it involves like paras if they have it, or big crits, but they need to have bounce, and they have to crit the bounce basically. I think that's like how I would lose. They have to double up my Kyogre here, pick up the knockout, and go for the bounce. But yeah, we can go for the Overgrow here, and we'll go for the Overgrow, I guess, into Urshifu, and we'll throw off an Origin Pulse right here. So let's see, because Aleki has the option to bounce, and it does look like I'd imagine this Urshifu's not Sash. I'd imagine it's not. I'm assuming it's a Whimsicott this time, because it revealed U-turn. Wall Charge does come out. We should survive, I think, or not. Wow, even with the Intimidate, that's crazy. Okay, goodbye Kyogre. I mean, we should still go for the Overgrow regardless into the Urshifu. Surging Strike is going to come out in the rain. Bulu is going to eat that up just fine, I guess. I mean, I don't know what was the bigger threat here. I guess we'll find out. If this is Sash or Shifu the entire time, I might actually lose though. I might actually lose based on that. So here comes Overgrow into the Urshifu. Stop. Please be banded. I think it looks like banded damage. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So now it comes down to Aleki. Do you crit? Do you... Yeah, it's basically do you crit or do you para if you have bounce? Because I think Bulu with the Intimidate onto the Aleki does live. I'm so surprised that Wild Charge actually still KO'd Kyogre. I'm like, that's pretty shocking to me. I know the Transistor boost is pretty crazy, but with the Intimidate, my massive defense investment, yeah. I mean, it's not massive, but it's like a pretty good amount. So yeah, we go for the Horn Leech into the... Yeah, this is bounce. Okay, Bulu, you have one job. You have one job. And I mean this one job right here. Live the bounce, which we should with Intimidate, because Aleki is not getting this boost off, and then we get the Horn Leech KO. So all you need to do, not get crit, not get parried. So here comes the bounce. Fantastic. Oh. Even in the one match. Okay, Bulu. Yeah, you get one more shot. You get one more shot. Dodge the bounce incoming. You get one more shot. Dodge the bounce that's incoming. I actually don't know if bounce is their optimal play. Well, no, they have assurance, so Well, if they have Giga Impact, I think Giga Impact actually is better here. They have it. As I think with the extra bit of grassy terrain, it looks like it might be a roll. That's so unfortunate. Okay, I'm not going to say anything until this battle's over. Let's see the upcoming turns. Bounce again. Yep. Get the grassy terrain, Bulu. Get the grassy terrain. Eat it up because we really, really need to eat up this bounce right here. Or maybe a dodge. Maybe a dodge. Maybe a dodge. Come on, Bulu. Come on, Bulu. This looks really scary. I don't know if we'll live, but I believe in the dodge. I believe in the dodge. Okay, never lucky. Okay. Let's go, Bulu. I was like about to like say, Bulu, are you serious? I decided to give you the chance on this team over Rillaboom because I thought you would be really good in these kinds of matchups. And if you really let me down because of a random bounce Eliki with paralysis, gained a pair of full power, like there's a reason why. But Bulu, you soldiered on, and I'm proud of you. Good Tapu Bulu ends up coming in clutch there in that match and actually being able to seal us. Oh man, I can't believe Bulu was actually good there. It was actually very solid. It was really hard for my opponent to deal with. If you currently enjoy the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. All right, Reshiram, Landis-Farian, the Blastoise with Grimmsnarl, Rillaboom, and Thunderous. So this is a pretty interesting team. Magnezone unfortunately doesn't do so much work here, but I do kind of want to... I think it's decent. I mean, there is a Landorus and the Reshiram, which are the big problems, but against Thunderous, which I'm assuming is support, the Rillaboom... it's not bad against if it's not high horsepower. The Grimmsnarl and the Blastoise, it's not a bad mon here. A Kyogre Calm Mind does really well, but it's the thing about Kyogre is because with Kyogre, I would really love to use it. Although maybe Glass is the play here because they don't have the best Glass answers. Their best Glass answers like Blastoise, right? I guess Reshiram, but I do have Max Quake, which is really threatening here. So kind of want to go to Mimikyu lead because I think Mimikyu is really solid here. And I actually am thinking of not bringing a restricted Pokemon, which is kind of crazy to think about, especially in a matchup that actually seems pretty good for it. But I actually don't think I can justify it. I really like the Mimikyu, either Mimikyu Bulu or Mimikyu Instant. I kind of like the Instant lead more. I like the instant lead more. Have the Bulu and the Glass in the back. Yeah, this is a really weird ring here, but I think it works, right? The reason I think it works is because Kyogre, yes, I love Kyogre, but I'm thinking it's Thunderous and Rillaboom coming in this matchup. And then I think it's Blastoise and Reshiram, if I'm not mistaken. That's what I would imagine the 4 would be. And Kyogre's not bad in the matchup. It's just not amazing. Oh, Grimmsnarl leads. Okay. Okay, then that means my Instant was not the play here. That's fine, though. That's fine. I wonder the Grimmsnarl Scary Face, because if it's Scary Face, I would actually love to go out. So I don't know what they're going to do here turn 1. I think the play is just to Trick Room up and go out into Bulu. Yeah, I'd say going to Bulu is the correct play. Taunt doesn't really change anything in this matchup. Having the Bulu threatening the Blastoise, I think, is really solid here. And dishing out the Hornleash damage. Yeah, so let's see what's going to come out here from my opponent, as I don't want to click Fake Out and then go down to Cannade. I think that's pretty silly here. To Cannade my Mimikyu, that's fine. It's probably... I doubt the Grimmsnarl is faster than this Blastoise. So let's see what they decide to go for here. This is a pretty scary, I think, lead here. This is why I kind of want to try to lead Bulu, but I wasn't too sure. We bring out the Tapu Bulu, though, as we will get the Grassy Surge up. And let's see what they decide to go for with their Blastoise and their Grimmsnarl. I don't know if this is screens, if this is just going to be like... I have no clue, because Grimmsnarl and Thunderous, now that I think about it. So maybe it was Defiant Thunderous, actually. Maybe it was Defiant Thunderous. And maybe not Eerie Impulse, and I didn't have to worry about it. The Cannade GMX Blastoise is out. Okay, this is a scary Pokemon right here. So what are they going to go for? I'd imagine it's Cannade. It's just into which slot. So we are going to see Cannade and Spirit Break, it looks like. I think it's Cannade to instant Spirit Break to break the disguise, which I am not surprised about. Yeah, Bulu takes it okay. And this should be Spirit Break into the Mimikyu. Life Orb on the Blastoise revealed. Okay. Is Spirit Break coming out into the Mimikyu? Okay. So not a bad turn. I am able to basically absorb one of their max moves right away. I think I can definitely set up for a Glastrier win con here. This is probably Reflex coming out from the Grimmsnarl, and then I don't know what the Blastoise is going to do. They might be Fear of Woodhammer. So I don't know. They could go Instant here for the Grimmsnarl. Oh wait, they don't have an Instant. Okay, yeah. So I think I could double up the Grimmsnarl pretty safely, I think, for the most part. I just don't know. Well, it just depends, because I don't know if the Blastoise wants to protect here. It doesn't have to. That's the thing. I think it's like the same situation the next turn regardless. So like maybe you go for a Spirit Break for Chip, but I don't think it changes much if it's Woodhammer, right? So I'm going to go for a Play Rough here and Hornleech. I guess it changes if they have Landers in the back, but I don't know if you have Landers in the back. That's the thing. I don't think you need it against my team. Like it could be Reflect here, Max Guard, and then the Landers switch, and then the attack from Blastoise as a passive way to play around the Bulu. But overall, I just don't see it. Yeah, Scary Face, it is into the Blastoise. Okay. I feel like I'll live the Blizzard, but we'll see here. It is Hailstorm coming out. Let's see if I do survive. Yeah, Bulu clutch here. Bulu's absolutely been insane. So nice. We are able to get a Play Rough into the... we are able to get a Hornleech off first in the Blastoise. So much damage. I'm just trying to put this Pokemon into range of my Glastrier, and that's definitely something that has been accomplishing. And here comes Play Rough into the Grimmsnarl. Very, very nice chip damage. Very solid chip. Okay. So this looks like a pretty good position. So we saw Scary Face and we saw Spirit Break. So we don't know what the Grimmsnarl is going for. It's not going to Spirit Break this time around. So I assume it's or it's not going to Scary. Yeah, it's not going to Scary Face this time around. So it should be Spirit Break. So I think my play here is to switch out the Bulu into the Ensign. But the thing is that really worth it if they read that? I'm worried if they read that. That's the problem. Because Ensign's probably more valuable than Bulu at this point, especially since I got all the chip damage onto the Blastoise already, right? Yeah, I just see Ensign having way more value as a damage dealer and just better, I think, in general. So I'm going to play with the Grimmsnarl here, and I'm actually just going to Hornleech the Blastoise again, because they could also Cannade. They could read an Instant swap, or they could go for the Mimikyu slot. So we are going to see Reflect come out, which is fine, as it's going to be the Cannade. Yep. Okay, is this in the Mimikyu, or are they trying to Bulu reading the Instant? Because I thought about it. It's in the Mimikyu. Okay, that's fine. So Mimikyu goes down. That's a completely okay trade-off. We are able to eliminate the Blastoise here. So we basically traded Mimikyu for their Dynamax Pokemon. Oh, we don't pick up the knockout on Blastoise. Wait, do we with the Hail? I think... Okay, we do, yeah. Okay, so we do trade for their Dynamax Pokemon. They do get a Reflect up. We still have 2 turns of Trick Room left. This is pretty ideal here. This is pretty ideal. I can go out into my... Where is this ideal? I mean, I think I go out into my Glastrier here, because even if they Scary Face Reshiram, they're still not going to outspeed my Glastrier under Trick Room. Now, the problem is what kind of Grimmsnarl that is. If it's lagging tail, I'm a little bit scared here. So let's see what they decide to go for. It is Reshiram coming out. Okay, not surprised, as I will bring out my Glast. And I think... Do I want to Dynamax here? Because I could Max Quake immediately. I just don't feel like that's a play. I think my play here is to switch out into Ensign here and just Hornleech. Like, that is what I feel like is the play here. Or I could Brick... No, I could Brick Break in the last turn. I think they would target down the Glass with Reshiram. Oh, I don't know. They could Fire move either slot. Maybe it's Heat Wave, which is okay here. I don't know if the Grimmsnarl is Fake Tears. That could be a play into one of my slots. I'd imagine it's still Glastrier if they target anything. We'll see. I'm gonna Hornleech to Grim and go out into my Instant. And then afterward, what do I do? Because Parting Shot's not exactly the best play, because if I Parting Shot in the Glass, that seems terrible. So maybe I just Throat Chop. Might be an okay play. We bring out the Instant here. Or no, we just click Fake Out in the Reshiram, right? Yeah, we just click Fake Out in the Reshiram. That's fine. So we get an Intimidate off onto both Pokemon, which is nice here. We see it's a Spirit Break coming out into the Glass. Okay. Let's see. Horn Leech, please, into the Grimmsnarl. Nice. So here's a Horn Leech. Big Horn Leech. Yeah, perfect. It survives, which is actually really nice because they don't get a free switch, and then I get the Brick Break off. And I'm assuming they're going to try to last ditch go for a brick, Spirit Break. Or they Blue Flare. Okay, they Blue Flared my Instant. Perfect. So this is probably the ideal situation because now I can Brick Break, get rid of the screens. Oh, wait, no. I thought that lived Hail. Okay. Still fine. Bulu putting in some work. Bulu is putting in some work here. Let's see. Cannade. Completely okay. Last turn of the It's the last turn of Cannade, and this upcoming turn is the last turn of Trick Room. So let's find out what their last Pokemon is, because we do kind of want to... we could Nature's Madness whatever's coming in, because we do get like pretty good residual chip. I don't want a Parting Shot. I really don't want a Parting Shot if I don't have to. So yeah, this is Bulu putting in some work right here. Let's see. Last Pokemon. Please reveal your last Pokemon. It's going to be... Oh, it's Rillaboom. Okay. I am actually a little bit scared of Rillaboom. Am I Dynamaxing the Instant? That just doesn't sound like the play here. I'd imagine... Oh, wait, no. I could Fake Out. I could still Fake Out. Yeah, I Fake Out the Reshiram here, and I go for a... I Brick Break here or do I Madness? I feel like Brick Break's always the play. Yeah, because it's like... It's... No, not 8 turns of screens. How many turns of screens? 3, and then plus 3, 6. Okay, 6. Yeah. So I Brick Break the Rillaboom, and I go for the Fake Out into Reshiram. If we're trading Fake Outs, I think that's acceptable. Then I can go for Parting Shot pivots later, which I think is pretty acceptable. They do go for the Fake Out on the Instant because they want to dodge the Flare Blitz, which I understand. Here goes the Brick Break into the Rillaboom. So the Reflect is gone. Beautiful. So now my big Glastrier can do a lot of damage. And if I can get one Parting Shot off, do I activate Citrus Berry? Because I think the Hail put me in the Citrus Berry range. Wait, did I eat the Citrus Berry? I might have eaten the Citrus Berry already. Okay. That's acceptable. Because I don't know what Reshiram has. Earth Power to maybe hit me. That's fine. So the problem is I'm really worried about them critting me. But I guess Grassy Terrain disappears. I was worried about the Wood Hammer if it's like Miracle Seed. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we Parting Shot out here to Reshiram, and we go for a... I guess just a Nature's Madness into the Reshiram as well, because this is preparing for us if they burn us with the Reshiram. They go for the Earth Power, which is fine, into the Incineroar. Probably picks up the Knockout. Wow, Instant is just so bulky, but it is especially defensive set. They go for Grassy Glide double up, which makes sense here. So goodbye Instant. That's fine. As we will go for a Nature's Madness into the Reshiram right here, which should put it pretty low with the Hail. Oh, it's Berry on the Reshiram. Okay, that's still fine. I still think it's in max Quake range if they even get the burn. So that's pretty much what I was fighting for. Hail stops, which is actually nice. Actually, is it? It doesn't change anything for Bulu, I think. We're going to go into Glass here. And I guess we go for Hailstorm? I guess. Like, I'm trying to figure out what we do here, but... Yeah, I'd say we Hailstorm. Hailstorm here, what do I want to go for? I think I Quake, but the problem is what if Rillaboom gets straight... I don't know. I feel like without the Grassy Terrain, we're fine, right? We also boost up our special defense to take on the Reshiram if they play passive or protects, right? So just gotta avoid a few crits. Yeah, I think that's a play. Now, the question is what do I do with Bulu? I guess I go for Darkest Lariat because it's my most damaged. Or I could go for Madness into the Rillaboom. Why not? I'll go for Madness. I don't think the miss is going to matter because as long as Glastrier is able to win, I think it's okay. And I'm pretty sure Glastrier does win at this point. We'll figure it out, though. We will Dynamax our... Glastrier. This is the big Pokemon here. Hopefully it's able to work exactly as I wanted to in getting rid of this Reshiram right here. So let's see. Gonna be Blue Flare into Bulu, looks like. Okay, perfect. That should secure the win. So I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do, but Woodhammer gonna come out. Yeah, as you can see, it does so much damage. That's why I was really worried about like Woodhammer crits, but I feel like for the most part, I had the game sealed for the most part. So here goes the Max Quake into the Reshiram. We'll pick up a knockout and we will get the boost, and then we can KO the Rillaboom. eventually, because Hailstorms is just going to do way too much damage, or Wood Hammer crit's not enough, especially without the grassy terrain. And yeah, this is 100% sealed. So nice. Bulu was actually doing a lot of work there. Hornleech was actually super important in this matchup, because if I had a real one, for instance, I'd basically not be able to heal as much, right? So I think having that Hornleech pressure against the Blastoise was allowing me to heal, which is like one, I guess, good thing about Bulu compared to Rillaboom. And Wood Hammer will come out, but Glastrier will finish the job because Bulu broke through the Grimmsnarl, weakened the Reshiram, and KO'd the Blastoise. So pretty strong efforts from the Bulu right there for Glastrier to finally seal up this game. So really nice to see. I think overall was able to set up. I think lead wise could have been a bit better, but of course, you know, maybe it worked out for the better. We don't know what the instant moveset is. I think it could have came down to, like, for instance, like, is it fake tears? If I lead Bulu, do they fake tears Hailstorm immediately turn 1? Does that mean I have to switch out the Tapu Bulu into the instant right away, trying to catch the fake tears max Hailstorm, and then afterward, do I have to play around the scary face Cannade? I think there would have been a lot of things probably differently how to play around, so I think lead was probably okay for the most part, because I was able to get Trick 'em Up and Bulu as a threat, and then they couldn't go for fake tears and scary face at the same time. So yeah, that just ended up working out, I think. All right, we got Calyrex, Ice Rider, Regieleki, Urshifu, Porygon 2, Landis variant, and Indeedee. Is this a standard team? I actually cannot tell. So what do I want to go in this matchup? Because it's a little bit weird. The Landorus makes it a bit strange, because I would love to use Magnezone, but there is the Calyrex as well, probably of high horsepower, so that is not exactly the best idea. Kyogre Calm Mind does really well against this team, but there is the Darker Shifu I do have to keep in mind, as well as that Regieleki, which could be a little bit of a pain. Glastrier is pretty okay in this matchup as well. So what do I want to accomplish here? I think Kyogre is pretty good here. I think Kyogre plus Incense pretty safe for the most part. Dealing with the Eleki, I could probably play around it, I think, for the most part. Do I need Mimikyu? I don't think I need Mimikyu. I'm going to bring Bulu because it's good against Regieleki plus Urshifu, actually. As if they lead that, I could pivot. And then I'll go Glastrier, I think, as my last Pokemon. And I think that's okay for the most part. A Magnezone, unfortunately, just doesn't really do well against the max grounds that could come out from Landorus, which I don't know if they would bring in this matchup. They might, because they might fear the Magnezone, but I would imagine this is probably like Calyrex, Regieleki, or Shifu, and then a filler. I don't know if it's going to be Indeedee or the Porygon. It could also be the Landorus, don't be mistaken, but I would imagine they would want a bit more support for Trick Room. Let's see what they're going to do here, though. Calm Mind on the Kyogre is really solid here in this matchup. We're going to see Calyrex, Porygon 2, which is actually really good for me. Okay, that's pretty solid for me. I could probably click Fake Out here and just try to Trick Room up, and I think that's pretty solid because Calm Mind Kyogre does really, really well in this matchup. So getting the Calm Minds, being able to boost up, which is really nice, getting the damage output against their team helps prepare for the Eleki. Yeah, seems pretty solid. So we do get an Intimidate off onto their Calyrex. Let's see if the Porygon's Trace or Download. Going to be no... Wait, did it reveal Trace or Download? No, it didn't, right? So I guess it's Analytic. Okay. Gonna Calm Mind here with the Kyogre, and I think I could Fake Out the Porygon. That's not a bad play. I could also just Parting Shot out the Calyrex, which I actually really like. Getting the Grassy Terrain up would be actually phenomenal for Kyogre's healing. I'm just worried about what Porygon is. If it's Eerie Impulse, that's going to be a bit annoying, but let's see here. Let's see. We are going to see a Dynamax right away. Okay, this could be really solid for me, since I'm assuming this is always max ground coming out. I guess the problem is, can I damage this team well enough? It really just depends on the Porygon set, if it has Eerie Impulse or not. Oh. That is, wait, was this the rank 1 team with the Choice Scarf Calyrex? I completely forgot. Oh, it might be. Hey, they go for Helping Hand with the Calyrex. Okay, I think it is that team. I thought it was a different team. I thought it was like the Screech Eleki team. Okay, that makes way more sense. And I wish I Parting Shot the Porygon instead. Okay. All right, I am able to get a Parting Shot off into the Calyrex right here for some okay-ish damage. I think the Pokemon I need the least in this matchup is the Glastrier, so I probably want to go into Glass right here. Bulu, I don't know if it takes the max strike coming out. I think I'd rather go Glass though. Let's see here. I do have a Calm Mind boost with the Kyogre, and I'm in a pretty good spot because they can't switch into Kyogre really well. I should be able to take attacks just fine. It is Max Lightning coming out, which is okay here. Into the Kyogre. That does so much damage. Yikes. That does so much damage. Okay. It was Helping Hand boosted, Analytic boosted. Okay. I should be fine. I think I'll live. Do I live to protect? Oh, this is not exactly what you would like to see here. I could go Tapu Bulu and max guard here. That's not a bad play. I could also just go for... I mean, if I get rid of Calyrex, they don't have a good answer to... I guess they wouldn't have a good answer to Bulu, huh? If I get rid of Calyrex. So you know what? Let's take a risk here. Let's go Bulu here and max Kyogre and try to get rid of this Calyrex. Because if I get rid of Calyrex, I don't see a good Bulu answer, ironically. Like, they don't have the best answers against Bulu. And I'm assuming this is just Helping Hand coming out from the Calyrex. I feel like with the Dynamax and the Electric Terrain disappearing, I should be able to KO the Calyrex with the +1 Max Geyser and Rain. And then I should have a pretty good shot, I think, at winning this game. I will have to avoid one more like strike combination. This could be actually strike into the Bulu slot right here as well, because they might fear Calyrex, but I'm okay with that, I think. Actually, no, Max Max Strike would be annoying, but I don't know. I feel like Kyogre is a really big threat to them right now, so we'll see. I actually might not I don't know if I'll live the Helping Hand Max Lightning now, actually, because the HP stat was a little bit lower than I thought it was going to be. Max Geyser is going to come out into the Calyrex. It should pick up a knockout. Should be a frail Calyrex as well. Yep, perfect. Okay, so Calyrex goes down. Not bad, not bad. And what's Porygon going to go for? It's going to go for a... It does go for the Max Strike here, yeah. Kind of what I expected. I should... Bulu does survive. As soft as Bulu is doing something. It is doing something. Okay, so I am able to survive. I get the Grassy Terrain up. And what's an important note, actually, is I'm assuming that the Porygon's probably Analytic. Kyogre is actually getting some nice healing back from the Grassy Terrain plus Leftovers as well. Okay. And then let's see what the next Pokemon is. It could be the Urshifu coming out, and that makes it a little bit interesting right here. So I do have Fake Out on my Incineroar, and I'll probably switch to Incineroar if like Urshifu comes out. If it's Aleki, I don't know. I feel like I'll live the attacks right here, unless it's Specs. If it's Specs, that could be a little bit annoying. So what do I want to go for here? I kind of just want to go for the Max Geyser, realistically. I think Max Geyser is fine here, because I don't really need Kyogre to win the game, I think. I just needed to get some damage off, and again, I think I could still win with the Bulu effectively. I guess that with Bulu weakened, Urshifu's a lot harder to handle, though, which does make this a little bit concerning. I'm going to go Glass here, actually, for the Bulu slot. Because I think Glass is the right call, because I think I need Intimidate for like the close combats that are gonna come out from the Urshifu. I'm not sure. We're gonna bring out the Glass right here, as we're gonna see Protect from Aleki, which is fine here. I get some pretty good damage off. I wish I went Incineroar, but this is still okay for the most part. Max Lightning gonna come out. That's fine. Into the Glass slot. Okay, perfect. So they are going to get the Electric Terrain off, but I can always reset it with Bulu. Bulu is actually being really nice here for that support. So let's see how much damage I do to the Aleki with this Max Geyser in the rain right here. So let's see how much do I do. Pretty solid damage, and yeah, this is looking really good for me here. I think damage output looks fantastic that I have. I do really want to get rid of the Aleki slot, though. I don't know if they have Focus Sash on their Shifu. That's a problem. I don't remember. I kind of do want to go for a Geyser again into the Aleki slot, and I think I do want to go back into Bulu. Yeah, because Bulu should be able to live a double up here, maybe. Unless they try attack the Glass, which is fair as well. I wouldn't mind that. Or if it's Hyper Beam. I don't remember. Is this Porygon Hyper Beam try attack, or is it Recover try attack? I can't remember. But I really do want to go for the knockout to the Aleki slot, because Aleki's a little bit of a pain, because my Bulu's already weakened. They go for Volt Switch, that's fine, because I get whatever's in the back. So they have a really weakened team afterward, so I don't think I would mind that as all. So let's see here. Get up the Grassy Terrain once again. They cannot reset the terrain this time, so that's pretty good for my Kyogre right here. We should be able to live attacks. Yeah, they go for Rising Voltage. Able to survive that very comfortably here. And, oh, Life Orb Aleki, okay. Thunderbolt not analytic boosted, isn't able to pick up the KO on Kyogre. Fantastic. And I am going to be able to get a Max Geyser off into their Mons. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Able to get rid of the Aleki. If it's Urshifu in the back, I'm gonna have to play a little bit of defensive pivoting, but I think I could very well manage right here. So nice. We are going to be able to get some grassy terrain leftovers healing as well for our team. This Bulu, even though it hasn't done a single hit, it's actually been putting in some work just having grassy terrain. I guess Rillaboom could also do that, but let's see who they bring in the back. Who do they bring in the back? Is this... Who is this in the back? If it's Urshifu, yeah, it's Urshifu. Okay, perfect. So it's Urshifu. My play here is to go Incin here, I think. I mean, I go down to Thunderbolt and Wicked Blow combination, right? So I guess I protect Kyogre here to try to get the recovery and I go Incin, right? I think that's the logical play. Yeah, I think that's the best play. Because I don't know what Urshifu this is, and I don't know what lock itself into. Does it lock itself into... Well, I don't know if it's Sash or not. I think that's also a big question we're going to have to note here. I think if I get the Leftovers plus Grassy Terrain, I live the Thunderbolt from P2. Like, I'm expecting maybe Wicked Blow into the Bulu slot and a Thunderbolt into the Kyogre slot. And I do have pivots around. I was also thinking of going Kyogre, switching out to Incineroar potentially, but I don't know if Bulu actually lifts the Wicked Blow at this range. I think I need a little bit more HP, so... We'll go out into our Incineroar slot right here. Get the Intimidate off into this, which is important for close combat. But it's really important for getting the Fake Out right here. And let's see. Protect the Kyogre. This could be really important right here. Gonna be the Wicked Blow coming out into which slot? This is a really important target right here. It is into the Incineroar. Okay, perfect. I want to say that's not Choice Band. I feel like that's not Choice Band. We do see a Thunderbolt into the Kyogre. That's fine. Okay. Rain stops, which is okay, not really that hurtful. I am going to be able to get a Fake Out into the Urshifu slot and throw off an Origin Pulse here, hopefully. And I should be able to live a close combat from the Urshifu. The Leftovers plus Grassy Terrain is really helping out the Kyogre with the Calm Mind. No Analytic Boost on the Porygon. It shouldn't be able to pick up a knockout right here. And I will fire off that Origin Pulse and a Fake Out into the Urshifu. Let's see if it's Sash. I can't remember, but yeah, I am just going to throw out the Fake Out. And afterward, we're going to play some questionable decisions. We got some questionable decisions coming up. If they protect Urshifu, it's fine. I just got to figure out how do I play around a Wicked Blow from finishing off my entire team. Okay, nice. Fake Out into Urshifu. Excellent. Origin Pulse, please connect this time. Thunderbolt. Please don't do anything dumb. Yep, I do live, barely. And we do land Origin Pulse. Huge. Okay. This should KO the Urshifu because we have the +1. Yep, and that should be game. Bulu should be able to win this in like, well, I could win with any as long as I have Incineroar healthy. I can go out in a Bulu. I just Horn Leech up the HP remaining. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Calm Mind Kyogre, fantastic, as well as the Tapu Bulu, which I guess technically Rillaboom would have just been okay in this situation as well, realistically. Although, it like if the Bulu had a bit more like HP remaining, it would have actually been able to help a lot against the Urshifu, which I think was a pretty big thing here. And I think it was actually really solid in this matchup. It was just unfortunate that the damage output from the Max Strike that I switched into was a little bit more than I was hoping for. Like if they did go for the Max Lightning target into Kyogre, Bulu I think could have actually just like reverse swept them. So yeah, luckily I think I was able to play around it just fine. I completely forgot the sets, and I probably should have parting shot the Porygon too. I got a little bit greedy with the Calyrex because I was fearful of the Calyrex and I really want to slow it down. But if I parting shot out the Porygon, it would have made the game a lot, and I mean a lot easier. So yeah, looking back in retrospect, I think parting shot the Porygon 2. The parting shot on the Calyrex was a little bit greedy and unnecessary. So yeah, I mean, I'm just always fearful of that. Pokemon Calyrex is always just a bit of a pain. I want to reduce the damage output as soon as possible, but parting shot was the better play, I guess, into the Porygon, especially since I forgot that it was like this kind of team. So yeah. And that is the show. Out of any Pokemon I thought that would do really well on this team, I'm very surprised it was Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu was actually really strong on this team, which is weird to say because I've talked a lot about Tapu Bulu and how it's become irrelevant ever since Rillaboom came out. But hey, there were actually some teams that Tapu Bulu actually was pretty good against, and the Horn Leech recovery was actually really solid in some of those matchups. But otherwise, yeah, so if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. And yeah, you can try out the team right here. 2 weeks to grab the team before it expires. There is a rental code available right here and a payment in the description down below. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.